Warning, this podcast contains scenes of explicit nonsense and lore.
Previously on the Resident Evil podcast.
Could Dracula the book actually be a basis for this? Like, what if those girls are not the villains or the witches? They're actually Dracula's brides.
Got some great garlic for Sarah.
This will make this one of the most darkest, miserable entries in the series so far.
The close-up face suggests that this is more of a stereotypical witch, such thing, you know what I mean? That kind of.
Nick, you disgust me, Nick.
Resident Evil Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 62 of the Resident Evil podcast, where no boulder is too heavy and where 2 rockets through the head really does mean the end. I'm Nick, better known as Neptune. Let's see who's joining us today for this special podcast, and most importantly, who they are representing. From the Resident Evil podcast, he's been living in a sunken cruise ship consuming vials of virus before mutating. It's Stars Tyrant.
Hello!
Resident Evil fan, New Blood, Biohazard Cubed are all just one of the many achievements everyone has forgotten about. It's Romby.
Hello.
For one night only, representing Crimson Head Elder podcast, he's their head honcho wearing a poncho in the rain. It's George Trevor.
Hi, good evening.
And she's sagely wise but doesn't need no puff to be magic. It's the Oracle Dragon.
Hello, everyone.
And from the First Aid Spray, he's the host with the most wounds that need healing. It's Sai.
Hello.
And he seemingly has the power to summon utter destruction at the flick of a switch. It's Fire Button Steve.
Hello.
And despite our best efforts, we also have with us Resident Evil 7's #1 fan. It's Sonny Bauer.
I don't even know what to say to that. Hello, everybody.
So, with so many people here, we can only be gathered for one reason: the welcome return of everyone's favourite comedy Resident Evil quiz panel game show, Biohazard Stars. Get your Resident Evil quiz fix here, ladies and gentlemen. But before we start with Biohazard Stars, we will begin with the news. So the first bit of news starts Resident Evil 8. Oh yes, a new Famitsu article was released with an interview with, amongst others, Peter Fabiano. New official tidbits reveal, most importantly, the assertion that the village continues to be, I'll say the most important element, but the village is the name and the title that they are pushing rather than Resident Evil 8. How's everyone feeling about that? Do we wish it was going to be called RE8, or do we think it should be Village?
It drives me mental, especially because, it's got 8 in the word village. They put that there on purpose, and now they're telling everyone, don't shorten it to RE8. Just to understand.
I wasn't sure if it was almost slightly a little bit worried at, the kind of the response and the reaction, and so they're sort of almost like they want to downgrade it. To kind of like an expanded universe as opposed to a main titled numbered game, if the response, about werewolves and all this sort of stuff wasn't so good.
It's also got, if you shorten it, it's also REV, and then it's got the 8 symbol could also double as a Rev 3. So maybe if the reception is not so good, maybe they'll just say, it was actually Revelations 3. Yeah. RE8's actually coming.
Well, this is the thing that they're not quite sure. The messaging from marketing seems to be a bit mixed, doesn't it? It's either 8 or it's not. They don't want us to call it 8. But
It's 8.
It's got to be 8. Yeah, I mean, I was joking about that Rev 3 thing, but I'm convinced it's just 8.
The whole thing's nonsense, and the actual subtitle Village is terrible as well. It's such a shame after coming off the very clever play of Resident Evil Biohazard or Biohazard Resident Evil was just like a really nice, clever play on it, and then to just go to simply Resident Evil 8 Village is poor.
It's a really good point, but it's funny I haven't sort of heard more people making it, because you're right. It's like, just conjures up images of, sort of a park in the West Country. Or you're right. Very strange, like you say, sort of tagline, of words to have in a survival horror title. It doesn't kind of strike you with fear or evoke kind of thoughts of anything foreboding, does it? Just a village with a local shop.
And a pub. Well, they have re-emphasised that the village is almost like its own character, which is an intriguing element that I'm looking forward to exploring. But it just, as I said, it's just very confusing. It's either like, well, it's not going to be, if they don't want it to be known as Resident Evil 8, why put it in the title? Yeah. And if they want to call it Resident Evil 8, why not call it Resident Evil 8? It just and it just
I hope they don't push too far, and I know quite a few people have said this, but I really hope they don't push too far with the idea of like the village being like a living entity, because it's just going to get likened to Silent Hill far too much.
They used the word protagonist recently, didn't they, to think of the village as a protagonist. I think people are taking that too literally. I don't think it's going to be a living, breathing village. It's just going to be a protagonist in the way that it's a focus. Like the Spencer Mansion, I think, is a protagonist of the first game, really.
Like some of these places have such great environmental storytelling that you feel when you're exploring them, the history, the aura around them. So I get where they're coming from. But it's a big claim before the game's released to say this is a separate character, because a lot of these, this feeling kind of can build organically from players themselves. So to say from right off the bat, this is a new character, basically, it's risky.
Well, Neptune, you did think that the main hall of the Spencer Mansion was going to be the antagonist.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. You can't unsee it. To follow up from that, Capcom have released a questionnaire that we can all fill in. So if you head over to any of the Resident Evil official social media outlets, you can do quite a lengthy little questionnaire about how you feel playing as Ethan and what you've seen so far from the trailer. And you can send that back to Capcom. It's valued feedback, I'm told. Has everyone had the opportunity to do that?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm quite proud of myself, because during my questionnaire, I in no way mentioned the word remake at all.
I couldn't resist, so
no, I did.
I really
Stars,
did.
Were you sober during that?
I was actually very constructive, but my main focus was on almost begging to move away from this remake culture, to the surprise of no one, I'm sure.
Not surprised at all.
Rob, did you bring a more balanced approach to the questionnaire?
I went through the questionnaire. I think I focused on like the more horror aspects that I enjoyed, and I'm kind of hoping that they weren't going to go too actiony for the sequel game, horror focused, but they seem pretty dead set on that. I think. I think the problem I have, like, because it asks you that question at the start about how long you've been, like how many of the games in the series you've played. I've been with it from the start. So if I say that I'm not at all interested in the game at all on any, it kind of doesn't seem quite right when you've ticked every box that said I've played every game that it gave me an option to tick. So kind of hard. But as I said plenty of times before, this thing is a bunch of different games to different people.
Yeah.
There's different people like their favourite of the different gamers.
Does it upset everyone that the list of the options that you can tick gradually gets smaller and smaller? That the lesser titles are no longer appearing on the list of what games have you appeared, and give it a couple of years. Have you played Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake? Yeah, there you go. You've played this.
Yeah.
They grouped 1, 2, and 3 together, didn't they? Yeah. So that was just one selection is the old games.
It also had a tick box for Operation Raccoon City.
Yeah. I don't know why that keeps getting a free pass. I really don't.
Because it's newer.
Is it?
When you say newer, it still came out, like 8 years ago?
Yeah, but it didn't come out 20 years ago.
Yeah,
that's true.
What about you, Aaron? How are you? How have you interpreted the questionnaire? What did you jot down, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, I answered them as honestly as possible, because I know my one friend, if he got the questionnaire, he would be answering with a lot of creative words, because he gave up playing the game series, I think, after RE4 or 5, because he saw that the series wasn't going on track anymore. So I answered the questions honestly as to what I thought about them.
Okay, I think that's perfectly understandable. I think a lot of people, after playing 4 and 5, were perhaps a bit disenfranchised, should we say? Resistance news. I've got a feeling this is going to be a regular occurrence in these podcasts. There's always going to be Resistance news. But anyway, a new roadmap has been released. A reveal of a remixed Uptown map is coming. Oh yes, we couldn't get it in the actual game, but lo and behold, they're putting it in Resistance.
Oh dear.
But
Somebody's triggered.
But Uptown, in all its glory, is coming back in a big map. What one would hope. Further updates in September.
It'd be absolutely amazing if the Uptown map was actually lifted from the original RE3 and not the remake. That'd just be what a kicker that would be.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's already like little tidbits of classic RE3 and Resistance, like the classic costume, despite it being on Jill's furry alter ego.
Oh yeah, here it is more accurate, isn't it?
But also, when Jill is waiting for the doors to open to each new area, what does she do? She does that iconic hand on the hip pose. And that's not even in RE3 reimagining. Yep, she does.
I didn't know that. I don't play Resistance, but okay, that's interesting.
Archie, are you the only one playing it? I mean, is anyone playing Resistance?
I haven't played it for a while since I've had my divorce with the series.
Yeah.
I can't even play it without it crashing.
We kind of had like an all-star team the other night. I was playing with Susie, Ink Ribbon, and Josh the Medic.
Nice.
We were all, playing a 4-player team the other night. Yeah,
we have a fairly active group on our Discord server that plays together. Sometimes I join them. Steve has played it a lot more than I have.
You say that. I've donated my PS4 to the cause at the minute. I've
you
been
have
playing any of this new stuff.
So you've got some updates to catch up on. Yeah,
I've been invited to that. So a couple of the members want me to play. I will definitely do that in the near future.
They've definitely been supporting it, haven't they? I mean, every other day I see on Twitter from Ao Yang, he posts that there's been a patch.
Yes.
So I mean, it's at the very least you can say that they've been listening to the fan feedback, which clearly has been quite critical, and they've been acting on this. I see regularly there. I mean, I don't play it myself, but I can see that they're upping and downing relevant scores to do with how OP various characters are and the mastermind. So is it how do you find it, Steve, when you're playing it? Is it enjoyable?
It can be. It depends on the general balance between the players and the opposition. If you've got a mastermind who's been playing it since day one and is shall we say, a very sweaty type that literally can just rinse you in seconds, it's not fun. But if it's like an even battle between Survivor and Mastermind, it's generally a good time. Not as compelling, maybe, for some people in the original game, Outbreak, but I'm glad that, I think it's Neobards, isn't it? It's not really Capcom who's making this, it's Neo. And they seem to be more fan-orientated and interacting with the fans, which is a good thing to see.
Yeah.
I honestly thought we were going to be done with Resident Evil Resistance before now, and I'm glad they're actually going to follow on with it, because it's got a little community. It's not very vibrant on Steam, but from what I understand on PlayStation, it's still kicking off quite a bit.
Yes, I think the community
PS4 is where you go.
On PS4, yeah. On to site news, just one bit of site news. So the Resident Evil podcast is pleased to announce that we now have set up a Patreon account where, if you are so inclined, you can support us with our podcasts. We are doing things a bit differently to some patrons in that we're not offering tiers, but effectively a donation service on Patreon to assist with the ongoing costs for the podcast, the website, and Podbean, where our podcast is hosted. Donations and the amount are entirely up to you. But you will get a shout out on the next podcast, have access to our supporters channel on our Discord server, and your name will be recognised on the member list in a different colour. You'll also be able to choose a personal emoji, which is always exciting. And we have a lot of fun with our current supporters to choose what they want to go for, and that will be enshrined on our Discord as well. And you also get special thanks for future projects that will be coming out, and guaranteed acceptance of any Resident Evil quiz questions for the standard Neptune Biohazard quiz, which is needed probably for me more than anyone else. So that's always good. So that's the kind of benefits you get, as well as when we do more community podcasts and you do a call in, that will be again guaranteed acceptance. So as I said, it's just a nice little way to be able to help the Resident Evil podcast going forward, and we are truly grateful for the support and wish to thank our following patrons already. So big shout out to BB Mac, Ploppy54, Rigatoni Weston, The Selfish Gene, Nighthawk, Harbear, and Mark Beringer. And I also get to personally thank Sai, who joins us today. So thank you, Sai.
You're very welcome. I guess I'm the only person from that list who's going to actually be here when that shout out happens. So that's very special.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent. So thank you to everyone here, and extremely generous. And truth be told, we're all very quite humbled that we've had the support that we've had so far. So if anyone,
thank you to everyone.
If anyone else is interested, just head over to patreon.com/the Resident Evil Podcast, and you can find all the details there. That does conclude the site news, and without further ado, therefore, we move on to our main point of episode 62. It's Biohazard Stars.
Biohazard Stars.
Good evening, and welcome to Biohazard Stars, the world's only feature-length Resident Evil quiz game show. This is the ultimate test of biohazard knowledge, where the brightest and sharpest minds in the community will be put to the test. Sadly, they weren't available, and so we've been left with these competitors instead. Regardless of this, we have a right treat for you today. We've seen the battles of the North versus South. We've seen inter-podcast battles. Now it's the ultimate test of them all. The battle of all the Resident Evil podcasts. Oh yes. As you've probably worked out tonight, we'll be finding out and crowning the podcast quiz champions. A reminder, therefore, representing the Resident Evil podcast, we have Romby and Stars Tyrant. And representing Crimson Head Elder, we have George Trevor and the Oracle Dragon. And representing First Aid Spray, we have Psy and Fire Button Steve. Additionally, to make this fair, the Batman has been banned from this podcast. So it's all...
Thank goodness.
He has clarified all the questions tonight. So, Stars Tyrant, you can relax. Keeping tabs on the scores, we have Sonny Bauer, who's also going to be acting as a lifeline for each team.
Ask Sonny Bauer.
You can only use Sonny once, so no pressure, Sonny.
It's not going to be any help for me. It wasn't last time.
Wasn't last time.
Which is why I question this position as well.
Yeah, that didn't go well last time, did it?
Teams will just have to say that they would like to use Sonny at any given point, and then we will hand over. So, but before we start, let's hear everyone's buzzer. So, Resident Evil Podcast goes...
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Crimson Head Elders Podcast goes...
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
First Aid Spray Podcast goes...
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
We have 10 rounds of random Biohazard trivia for everyone to enjoy. And if you wish, you can download your own scorecard on our website. So head over to the feature section, and it's been added. So we've got both Biohazard Stars 1, if you want to play along with that, which is episode 28, and now episode 62. So see how well you do and report back to us on our Discord or Facebook. It would be great to see how well you get on. So without further ado, please clear your desktops. No Google, George, as we play Biohazard Stars. Round 1. Well, it's a standard general knowledge Neptune's Biohazard quiz round. Oh, yes. And you're in your teams. Instead of answering them after 5, we're just going to answer after every question. So you can confer, but if everyone's ready, let's go. So question 1. Who is the author of the Plant 42 report? Resident Evil Podcast, what's your answer for question 1?
It is Henry Sarton.
Okay. Crimson Head Elder?
I would have said Henry Staten. So, no, I was wrong, I imagine. Because, yeah, that was said with a lot of confidence. Henry Staten.
I just literally imagine George pondering in the abyss there.
Aaron, feel free to correct him if you knew it.
No idea.
Okay. First Aid Spray, what did you put for question number 1?
Henry Sarton.
Yeah.
Is the correct answer Henry Sarton? Is the correct answer. So points to Resident Evil Podcast.
I don't get half a point for Henry.
No half points.
It begins.
No, I haven't counted on any half points, so no. So just the 1 point for First Aid Spray and Resident Evil Podcast. So let's go. 2. What colour herbs do you find in Resident Evil 4? Crimson Head, we'll start with you this time.
What colour herbs do you find in Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
Yes. So you find green herbs, you find red herbs.
You find red and yellow.
And you find... I was going to say gold. Should we go with yellow?
They're yellow.
Okay. There's slightly gold on my TV, but...
Is that your final answer? Red, green, and yellow?
Yeah, yellowish gold.
I love it.
Can't see me putting my head into my hands right now.
First aid spray. What have you put?
Red, green, and yellow.
Green and Resident Evil Podcast.
Yeah, red, green, and yellow.
Yes, I concur.
Is correct. Yes, points all round.
George, I love you, man. I love how you take a herb, an organic and think it's like a metal. It's beautiful.
If Aaron hadn't said yellow, I would have answered gold.
Well, it's not even that he did it from like organic to metal. It was just the way the color looked on his TV.
Yeah.
Even though it's described as
Remember that iconic moment where it says, "Will you take the yellowish gold herb?"
Excellent. It's going to be a long night. Right. Question number 3. According to Barry in Resident Evil 1, what is really powerful against living things? First aid spray.
Acid rounds.
Resident Evil Podcast.
Acid rounds.
It is acid rounds, yeah.
Crimson Head Elder.
Yes.
Acid rounds.
Yeah, a can of fizz.
Yes, correct points all round. Good start. Yes, very good. Acid. I would have accepted bazooka as well, just because it's a bit ambiguous as to what he's really referring to, but there we go. Question number 4. Who is the individual who Chris beats up because he spilled drinks on him? Resident Evil Podcast.
Elran from the Boys Crime Department, I believe it is in the English file.
Oh, okay, interesting. Crimson Head?
No, I didn't know. It's one of those things I didn't know until Stars said it, then I realised, yes, I did know that.
So you remember?
Yeah, I remember because Joe White reads that file for us, doesn't he? And he mentions that in the file. No, I didn't know. Shit.
Aaron, do you know?
No.
You didn't know that one, okay. First aid spray, what did you put?
Yeah, I also think it's Elran.
He's correct. That is right, Elran. So points to First Aid Spray and Resident Evil Podcast. Well done.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. And the last question of this round. What is the name of the collectible statues in Resident Evil 7? First Aid Spray.
I know what it looks like.
So vague, I have no idea what it's referring to.
Mr. Something, but I'm trying to think what that something
is.
Oh,
those things. Is it Mr. Nobody?
Yes.
Mr. Nobody. Okay.
Something like that.
Sounds like someone from Mr. Men, but there we go.
No. Oh, crap. Can I change the answer?
Yeah, you got time.
Mr. Everywhere.
Yeah, that sounds right. Let's do that.
Mr. Everywhere.
Remember that Resident Evil 7 is my favorite game. So use me as a lifeline this time. I totally know the answer.
Ask, are you referring to the things that you shoot?
That's correct. Yeah, Crimson Head. What's your answer? Yeah, the things that you shoot.
So not those like angel-looking statue things.
No,
no. Yeah, they're Mr. Everywheres. They're called. Yeah, you did right to change your answer.
Well, I hope so, because I've been clutching my hands in prayer since.
Resident Evil Podcast?
I'll be honest, I had no idea.
I do. It's Mr. Everywhere.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
So, Rob, it is Mr. Everywhere. Points all round. Well done. Well done. So, there we go. Oh, that was to ease us in, ladies and gentlemen. Ease us in. So, that finishes round 1. Over to Sunny with the scores.
We've got Resident Evil Podcast, got all 5 correct. Crimson Head Elder got 3 correct. First Aid Spray got all 5 correct.
We now move on to round 2, which is our first of our music round, simply dubbed Resident Evil. Quite appropriate. So I'm going to play to you 5 Resident Evil sounds, namely the opening part of the game where you press start to play a new game and it says Resident Evil. All you have to do is identify which game it comes from. So let's play the first clip.
Resident Evil.
So we'll start with Resident Evil Podcast. What do you think the first clip is? From what game does Resident Evil appear?
The first
Resident Evil, Survivor.
Yeah.
You're saying, sorry, convert your final answer
Resident
is
Evil
Survivor. Okay. Crimson Head Elder, what was your answer for the first clip?
Well, I was unsure. Oracle's saying
Survivor.
Okay.
Resident Evil Survivor.
She's confident on Survivor. George, is that your team's final?
Yeah, I'm very confident with that answer.
Okay. First aid spray.
Survivor.
You can always hear it, can't you? You can always hear the Survivor a bit. But yes, correct. It is Survivor. So points to everyone there. Clip number 2. We'll start with Crimson Head Elder this time. What's your answer for the second clip?
Could take a stab at it. Maybe Gaiden.
Wait, I just listened to that. Because Aaron, I was going to say maybe Confidential File, one of the mobile games, but Gaiden's a good shout. Yeah, for the second one, what Oracle's saying, we'll go with Oracle.
Okay, first aid spray.
Right. So we're saying Gaiden, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, it's easy. It's Gaiden.
Okay, Resident Evil Podcast.
For the second one,
Yeah.
it is Gaiden.
So
Everyone's
points
2 for 2.
Everyone points to everyone. Thank Christ for that. Right. So here is the third clip.
Resident Evil.
Bit more difficult, this one. First aid spray, what have you put?
I'm fairly confident in this because I'm fairly sure I can hear it go zero afterwards. So Resident Evil 0.
Okay, I'll go with that. I'm not confident, but okay.
Okay. Resident Evil Podcast?
I think it's Resident Evil 5.
Oh, balls.
I concur.
Crimson Head?
Should we listen to
One
that?
sec. I don't think it's either of 1 second, because what I've got here, the third one,
Yep.
oh man, because it's got that little, you can hear the little tune just at the end. I've been playing this loads. I think it's either definitely
I
2 or
think,
3.
but I'm starting to
Oracle,
lean
you
towards
think it's only
0
2,
because
don't
it's
you?
starting to sound more like a 0 than a 2.
You've gone for 0.
Yes.
Afraid that's incorrect. It's actually Resident Evil 3.
I know.
Wow.
The Dreamcast version that only says Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
Dag nabbit.
That's not the Dreamcast version, Nick.
That's the GameCube version, isn't it?
GameCube, sorry, GameCube version. Sorry.
Yeah.
GameCube, sorry.
I've been playing the GameCube version because that's the background. Yeah,
No,
it's the explosion.
You know, I'll take it because I just heard Joe White, so.
It is Resident Evil. That was the trickiest one. Resident Evil 3. There we go. So, question. So, clip number 4.
Resident Evil.
Back to the Resident Evil podcast to start off.
It's a tricky one. This I'm going to go for 4. I'm going to trust my gut and go for 4.
Yeah, I concur. It's 4.
Okay, Crimson Head Elder.
4.
And first aid spray.
5.
It is 5 points.
Yes,
to first aid
Steve.
spray.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
That's why
Roy
you
is.
get the big bucks.
Very surprising you, Stars Tyrant.
Oh, just the thing is, both 4 and 5 have that similar sort of tone after it, and it was just trying to recall which one. And because we'd sort of thought the third one was 5, that only left us process of elimination for 4, and
Yeah.
It's I think they're both the same. Just one's got like a hell of a lot more reverb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tricky. And clip number 5.
Resident Evil.
Crimson Head, what would you put for number 5?
Outbreak.
Okay, Outbreak. First aid spray.
Outbreak.
Resident Evil podcast.
Outbreak
Is the correct answer. Points to everyone there.
Outbreak.
Fantastic.
File 2.
I thought that'd be really harsh.
I don't think File 2 says Resident Evil, does it? I think it says Outbreak straight away and then goes to File 2.
Yep.
There we go. Fantastic. So, over to Sunny with the update on the scores.
Okay, so Resident Evil Podcast got 3 out of 5 correct. Crimson Head Elder Podcast got 3 out of 5 correct. First Aid Spray got 4 out of 5 correct.
Oh, very good.
Do you want a grand total up until
Please
now,
do. Running total.
Okay. So right now our running total is First Aid Spray has 9, Crimson Head Elder has 6, Resident Evil Podcast has 8.
Oh,
Hang on.
new kids on the block.
Fantastic. So we now move into round 3, which is the first of the team rounds. Yeah, so everyone gets their own specialist team round. So the first up is for Resident Evil Podcast. So First Aid Spray and Crimson Head can take a little breather. But listen up. For each team round, there's 5 questions each round, and each question is the same type of question, if you follow me. So I will say now, the first question is a who am I? The second question is always a file, game, then author question. Question number 3 is BOW question, and question number 4 is a timeline question. Question number 5 is then an odd one out. So each team will put a player forward to do question 1, and then the other player will do question 2, then the first person will do question 3, and so forth, and then you both do question 5 together. Okay? So question number 1 is the who am I question. So out of Rob and Stars, who wants to go first?
Lead the way, Rob. You lead the show.
All right,
here we go.
Let's go for it.
So, who am I? The person is a doctor, and after reviewing x-rays was concerned about dark areas in the patient's head, thus recommending an urgent return to hospital. Who am I?
God.
Remember, you've got your sunny lifeline at any point.
Oh, God, no. I have no idea for this at all. That's pretty hard.
That's hard. I am going to offer it over to the other teams. First one to buzz in with an option.
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
Yes, go on, Si.
I don't have the name exactly, but it's Resident Evil 7. It's a doctor in Dolby, and the file is addressed to Marguerite. I don't know if he's got a name, and if he does, I don't know it.
What's the question, Nick? I'd like to try.
This is what happens when you tell him to take a break.
Yeah. So this is who am I? So the person is a doctor, and after reviewing X-rays, was concerned about dark areas in the patient's head, thus recommending an urgent return to hospital. Who is this person?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
This has been given as an answer as well before.
Possibly.
What it's the guy that's very concerned that he wants Marguerite to come in as soon as possible because of
that one.
Have we got a name? So thank you, Si, for the explanation.
Sorry,
it doesn't give you any points. For...
No, that's fair.
Not that he has the answer, but can Sean also still jump in?
No, Fred.
Other teams.
Only other teams, and one per person per team.
I know it's Dolby General Hospital. That's all I can remember because I know it's the hospital in Dolby.
I'm afraid to move on. The correct answer was Dr. Crawford Lang.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There we go. So over to Sean now for question number 2. This is the file, game, author question. So I'm going to read an extract from a file. You need to tell me what the name of the file is, what game it's from, and who wrote it. Today, under orders, I changed the platform entry code. Later, I asked him what the source of the entry code was. He told me it was based on something significant in his children's growth, but he isn't married, and he sure doesn't have any children. What did he mean?
The game is 0, and I don't know who wrote it. And I don't even know the name of the file, unfortunately. So I'll have to pass.
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, go on.
Well, when you were going, that was Marcus. I don't know if you wanted to know that as part of the answer. And the file is Leech Records.
1 point for Resident Evil Podcast. There is from Resident Evil 0. It's the lab manager, and it was the lab manager's diary we were after there. Okay, question number 3. Back to Romby. What is the name of the invisible bugs in Revelations 2?
Oh, I should know this. It was actually good. I have no idea. There are insects. I know that much. That's about all I've got.
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
Yes.
Glasp
is correct, so a bonus point there for First Aid Spray. Congratulations.
Yeah, burgled it. Yeah.
Question number 4. Back to Stars Tyrant. It's a timeline question. A decomposed body washed up on the shore of the River Ames. When?
August 13th, 1998. I have no idea.
That is incorrect for that, I'm afraid. Anyone buzz in with an answer?
Can you tell this is a Batman kind of question, guys?
31st of October 1996. Okay, so final question for Resident Evil Podcast. It's the odd one out. You're in your teams for this, so you can confer. Obviously, here we go. So which is the odd one out of these? The green stone of judgment, the blue stone of treason, the yellow stone of redemption, or the red stone of faith?
Oh, God. I want to probably say green. Oh, no, I don't know, Rob. I don't know.
One last time, Nick. What are the colours?
The colours. Okay. So the green stone, the blue stone, the yellow stone, or the red stone.
Why is it the yellow stone? Oh God, I can't even remember what game this is from.
I know which game this is, but I don't know. I'm trying to think.
What game is it, Rob?
It's Resident Evil 4.
Oh. It's the Yellowstone of Redemption.
Who said that?
I didn't say nothing. No.
He buzzed in, I guess.
I did buzz in, but did not pick up.
Yeah, you got to wait. We haven't given an answer.
Sorry.
They haven't given their answer.
Oh,
No! I'm going to say we haven't passed yet.
No!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it the Yellowstone of Redemption by any chance?
Hey, well done.
It is the Yellowstone of Redemption.
Well, you know what I said about big bucks earlier. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Honestly, I heard it get really quiet. I thought it was okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta wait until someone's like, Nick said, all right, opened it up for other people.
All right, there you have it, folks. Don't let it get too quiet for more than like 5 seconds.
Yeah, otherwise they just jump in there, like leap in.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So Resident Evil Podcast, how well did they do on that, Sonny?
Well, with First Aid Spray's intervention before an answer, they got one right.
Great.
Yeah. We got 2 points though, right?
2 points.
Next year we got
2 points, yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so back in your teams, it's round 4. It's the original soundtrack name round. Oh yes, so answers after each question. Now, listeners will be able to listen to the music, but our contestants will not. Your teams just need to simply tell me what game this soundtrack come from. Well, this track from a soundtrack come from. Question number 1. So what game does Trace of Riddles come from? And we'll start with Resident Evil Podcast.
Do you have any idea, Sean? It's not one I know, so I can take a guess out of that as to what it might be. It'd be one of maybe 3 games.
I have an educated guess then. I have no idea. I'm not big on the soundtracks in all honesty.
I've got this.
Maybe Outbreak.
Far 1?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Outbreak. Yeah, Far 1.
Far 1. Okay, Crimson Head Elder.
Resident Evil Revelations.
Okay, First Aid Spray.
Yeah, I was also just going to totally guess Resident Evil Revelations as well.
It's the correct guess. It is Resident Evil Revelations. Well done.
Yay!
Oh, Google.
All right.
No, excuse me. Do we get an extra point because theirs was a guess and I knew that it was the right answer.
Did you? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say it with more gusto next time.
Yeah.
This is just a guess, but Resident Evil Revelations.
Track 2. Minecart. So, Crimson Head Elder.
What did you just say?
Minecart.
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 Yes.
What?
Did you? Is it mind, Nick? As in?
No, mine.
As
in Donkey Kong. Mine. You know whatnot.
Minecart.
Yes.
As in Temple of Doom, a minecart.
Yes.
And that, as one word or 2 words?
1 word.
Minecart.
Sounds like. No, yeah.
Oracle, have you any idea?
Well, there's a few games that have minecarts in them, but I'm leaning towards 4.
What is a minecart?
It's what they use in mines to haul stuff around.
Well, I was going to say 4 because of the mines. Yeah. Should we say 4?
I think 4.
4.
Okay.
First Aid Spray.
For the sake of being different, is it RE6?
Going for 6. Okay. Resident Evil Podcast.
It's either 4 or 6, but it's quite late in 4.
I'm going to go for 6, I reckon, because I think the music in 4 is the same as some, so I don't think it's specifically for the minecart.
Okay.
So I'll go for 6.
6. is correct. It is Resident Evil 6.
Right.
Well done, sir.
Very good.
Being a contrarian wins.
Okay, track number 3, Winds of Madness. First aid spray.
Resident Evil 5.
You didn't even need to say this.
Resident Evil podcast.
Resident Evil 5.
Crimson Head Elder.
RE5.
Confidence, yes. Points all round. It is Resident Evil 5, and a good track it is too. Right, track number 4, The Straight and Winding. First aid spray.
I didn't hear it.
I'm confident it's the Resident Evil 2 reimagining, remake, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Crimson Head.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, Oracle, I didn't give you. Is that what you think?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah. Sorry, I answered. You didn't get a chance to.
Well, I was thinking Resident Evil 2, but I wasn't sure which one. So I guess remake.
Okay. Resident Evil podcast.
I have no idea, Rob, unless you have.
I mean, everyone's saying Resident Evil 2 remake, and they seem confident, but other than that, I don't. I don't know other than what they're saying, so I can't really. I haven't got anything else to say. So, what do you want to say, Sean? Do you want to pick a random game?
I was going to copy everybody else. We'll go Resident Evil 2 remake them. I have no idea. I have no idea. To be brutally honest.
At least, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to just say like, oh well, I don't. If I don't have any other guesses, I'm just going to blatantly just copy everyone else.
Yes, it is Resident Evil 2 remake. This is. I have to try and be neutral here, but yes. Yeah, okay. And finally, track number 5. You should all get this one. Battle Fat Tyrant. Resident Evil podcast.
Oh, I know.
Sorry, Nick. What did you say?
I got too excited. I am so sorry.
So, track 5. Battle Fat Tyrant.
Yes, it's surely got to be Dead Aim, Rob. I can't think of it. It would apply to anything else, would it?
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would apply to anything else either.
Okay, going for Dead Aim?
Yeah, go for Dead Aim.
Okay, Crimson Head?
Dead Aim.
Dead Aim. First aid spray?
Yeah, Dead Aim all round.
Dead Aim right. Ease points all round. Very good, very good.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is Resident Evil Heroes Never Die.
Sorry, Gun Survivor 4, Heroes Never Die.
You're right.
They are right. That's good. That finishes round 4. So over to Sunny with the ongoing scores.
Okay, well, right off the top, Resident Evil Podcast has 3 out of 5. Crimson and Elder Podcast has 4 out of 5. First Aid Spray got 5 out of 5, and I'm tallying them up right now.
Good job, First Aid.
What's going on? I didn't revise.
Okay, so we're looking at Resident Evil Podcast has 12. Crimson and Elder has 10. First Aid Spray has 14.
Excellent. So catch it.
Champions.
Nice.
So round 5, it's back in the team round, so it's over to Crimson Head Elder. So the other two teams can take a bit of a breather. So as a reminder, the first question is who am I? The second is the file game author. The third question is the BOW. Fourth question is a timeline, and the fifth one is jointly as a odd one out. So Aaron, did you want to go first or second?
I guess I could go first.
Okay, so question number 1 is for Aaron only. I am a researcher at the Arclay facility who enjoys the odd game of poker, mainly because I'm good at cheating. Who am I?
Oh, snap. It just disappeared from my head.
And I'm not allowed to...
No, you're not. No.
Oh, shit. Although, I probably got it wrong, but I'm sure... I think I know the answer.
Ah.
Got to press you, Aaron, for an answer.
Just think about the file.
No help. No.
I'm
not going to say anything. I'm saying just read it through in your mind.
While they were thinking, I would like to remedy a slight error that I made for the bonus points in the REP round. First Aid Spray had a bonus point. REP had an extra point. It is actually 13 Resident Evil Podcasts. Crimson Head Elder has 10. First Aid Spray has 15.
Okay. Thank you, Sonny.
Sorry about that.
I forget. I got 2 files in my head, and I just can't think which one it was. Sorry.
We're going to have to pass it over.
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Steve is a scumbag.
No, wait. Oh, did it come back to us then?
No.
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
I think First Aid Spray has buzzed in.
Shit. It's not Steve.
I don't know which one you want to go with.
Alias?
Yeah, I feel like it might be Scott, but I don't know.
Scott. Scott.
Is it Scott?
It's Scott. It's Scott.
It is Scott. Oh dear.
I'm so glad you buzzed in first.
Rombay, that was poor.
Can we get half an honesty point? Because I was so itching to send the word Scott over to Aaron in the message.
Oh, nice pun there, GT. By the way,
I thought it was. I always thought it was the researcher. Isn't the researcher Steve? Can
No.
someone double check this for me, please?
I know it's Scott. It's Scott.
Steve
Rob.
the
I
researcher.
think Scott was cheating, scumbag.
Yeah.
Itchy Scott died. Itchy Scott came. Ugly face who killed him.
Hang on. I swear I'm going to. I don't trust this. I'm going to trust this.
Because doesn't he say where he's
Scott,
from?
it's Scott, Rob.
The researcher.
Doesn't even say where Scott's from. Like, what is it? Scott from somewhere?
Well, anyway,
No,
right.
I just think it's.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree. I'm disputing. I'm disputing.
All right, I'm
Scott, Rob,
sorry. Nick, what was the key point of the question? Because I was going over the score. What was the actual detailed portion of the question that they need to get?
Oh no! Fuck! No, Rob is right. I think thinking about it.
No, the question.
He was. It is Steve.
Steve's the researcher.
Scott's
If that was what it was.
Steve's the one that cheats.
Rob, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Oh, it is Steve then.
I was thinking Steve, but I wasn't sure if it was Steve or
Mate,
Scott.
Oh, so
night
who was
we played
cheating?
with
Yeah,
Scott
it was
the
Steve.
guard, alias, and Steve the researcher. Steve was very lucky, but I think he was
Like he
cheating.
was cheating.
Yeah, it's because
I'm so sorry.
This would have been the one to use a lifeline on me for. I did this friggin' file.
This is true.
I'll tell you what, Rob. It's a good thing I didn't jump in with my answer, isn't it? Because I was certain it was Scott.
Yeah, I was certain it was Scott before he
I,
said.
I knew it was the Itchy Tasty file, and I was
No.
like, crap, what's the name in it? It was Steve or Scott? Which one?
No,
I
Steve.
always remember Steve
Oh,
because
dear.
of Steve Burnside. Like I've always put those two things together. Not that it is Steve, but like I always remember Steve because of Steve.
Steve cheated.
Scumbag.
and Scott-
Scott's
Scumbag.
first name in the
Someone is
file.
named Steve.
Right.
This is confusing the living daylights out of me right now.
Yeah,
Anywho.
Jesus.
total pandemonium here.
Well done, Rob. Thank you.
Point. Fine. Sorry. Well, you can blame Batman. I'm blaming Batman because he checked all these. So there we go.
Throwing him under the bus, eh, Nick? Throwing him under the bus.
I will throw him rigorously under the bus. A bonus point for the Resident Evil bus then. Apologies to everyone listening. We go over to George Trevor for question number 2. So we're looking for the file, the game, and the author. Okay. The pay was generous. The benefits were good. Most importantly, they promised me I'd be contributing to state-of-the-art medical tech research. For a university teacher stuck working in nowhere America, it was a golden opportunity, like winning the lottery. So I went for it. I made the pitch to my family, and we agreed to move here to Raccoon City.
You've completely thrown me because right at the beginning of that, I was certain it was the guy that talks about the work on the Spencer Rain, bemoaning how his job's going downhill very quickly on the cruise ship. Fuck. So what, I've got to say the name of the person and the game, yeah?
And the file.
And the file. Okay, so I'll be very quick then. I've got no idea of the file. I've got no idea of the person. And I had no idea of the game until you said Raccoon City. So if they're living in Raccoon City, it must be from Outbreak because from Outbreak.
That is incorrect. Does anyone want...
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
I luckily enough, a friend of mine read this for our episode based on the game, so I have it all implanted in my memory from editing that. So the game is Resident Evil 3's remake, reimagining, whatever you like. The guy's name is Isaac Graves, I think, and I think the file is Isaac Graves' diary.
That wasn't even canon. Yeah.
Is correct.
Yes,
correct.
Thank you, Mikey.
I've not even completed that game.
As it was only one bonus point, I think, because
it's take the pride points.
It was weird. That was the thing. I'd never heard of that file, and the Raccoon City thing threw me. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Back to Aaron for question number 3. The zombie lion in Resident Evil Outbreak File 2 is known by what BOW name?
By what BOW name?
Yeah, it's actually got 2 names, but I'm looking for the BOW name.
I don't want to put any pressure on you, Aaron, but you are the Outbreak expert of the two of us.
Well, I've always addressed them by lions. I didn't realize they had an official name.
Sorry, just to clarify, the male I'm looking for, the male zombie lion.
Oh, the male one. Oh.
Sorry, yes.
It's not Aslan.
Shush. Oh, crap. I know the freaking elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, I remembered looking at him up too the other week.
We need a final answer.
Oh, he's like the pride lion, so I don't know lion.
No.
I can't think of what it is. I'm sorry.
That is incorrect. Open to the floor.
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Stars Tarrant?
Is it actually just the name of the animal?
It's the BOW name I'm looking for.
Well, the lions, I believe, are called stalkers, but the actual name of the boss is Max.
Correct is the answer, yes. Correct. Stalker is what I was looking for. That's the BOW name.
But I think the stalker applies to all the lions in the scenario, doesn't it?
Fine, yeah. And Max is the name of the lion, like Oscar is the name of the elephant. So correct, a bonus point. Back to George Trevor, a timeline question, George, so listen carefully.
Jesus.
On what date was the fabled report on Raccoon City's destruction file shown in Survivor? So this is the infamous Nikolai file in Survivor, which obviously was a bit of an addition to the localization. What date?
Do you want a day and a month?
A day and a year, yeah.
Survivor's about... I know it's Code Veronica. There's 3 months off. January the 31st. 99.
Incorrect. I can open up to the floor.
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Rumby.
October 1st, 1998.
October the 1st, 1998. Incorrect.
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
As a guess, November 3rd, 1998.
It's incorrect. It's the 6th of October, 1998. Close. Okay, and finally, question number 5. This is both for you and Aaron, so you can confer. So which is the odd one out of these BOWs? The Lepotista, the Amoeba Tyrant from Resident Evil Gaiden, the Magini, or the Crimson Head Elder? Which is the odd one out?
Initial thoughts are that I have not a clue. Well, the Amoeba from Gaiden I know very little about. I'm trying to think of connections between the 3. And the Crimson Head Elder and the Magini.
I'm going to say the Amiibo.
I can't even go with my default answer, which is normally all the others are secondary infected. If in doubt, that's just...
That's if in doubt, yeah. It's not a bad shout.
Saying the Amiibo.
The Amiibo, George?
We'll have to give a reason why. Well, I'll go with Aaron. We'll go with the Amiibo.
For what reason?
For what reason? Because the Magini, the Crimson Head, and... What was the other? And the Lepotista. I can't think of anything that they have in common.
They're canon and the other one's not?
That won't be it.
I don't know.
Do we get a point for guessing and then?
We'll see. We'll see how we get on. You go with the canon one.
Yeah, I mean that will be our answer, but I don't know.
That is incorrect. It's open to the floor.
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
God, Si.
We've got barely. We haven't really got anything concrete. But what did you reckon, Steve? Only one of them isn't a boss.
Yeah, the Magini's not a boss fight.
A good answer, but it's not right. Resident Evil podcast.
I was going to go Magini because it's the only one that's a parasite.
That is incorrect. Of course, the Amoeba Tyrant is actually also have a parasite in it, but neither here nor there. Well, it does.
Yeah, it's parasite.
The correct answer is the Crimson Head Elder. All the others, the Lepotista, the Amoeba Tyrant from Gaiden, and the Magini, are all BOWs that can cause and spread biohazard outbreaks, with the exception of the Crimson Head Elder, where its blood was used to make a T-virus variant that was later spread.
Very clever.
There we go.
That's an insult to us.
Yeah.
There we go. Sonny with the latest scores.
Is 15 for Resident Evil Podcast, 10 for Crimson Head Elder, 16 for First Aid Spray.
Oh, we've closed the gap. Round 6 is the Ada round. Okay, so every team must nominate a team member to go forward. Okay, so have a think about that. So I explain what's happening in the Ada round. So Ada Wong is one of the most interesting characters in the series with some memorable quotes. We have 5 quotes below. Well, 5 quotes here. Some are from Ada Wong. Some are not. So is it Ada Wong? Or is it Ada wrong?
Oh my god.
Love it.
Brilliant.
So, Resident Evil Podcast, who have you nominated for the Ada Wong round?
Sure, and I think you're probably more likely to be stronger at this than I am, but
I'll give it a go.
Okay,
Go on then.
so
I will step forward, Nick.
Okay,
Thanks,
Crimson,
Sean.
Crimson
You're a
Head.
star.
Who are you nominating for this one?
GT.
The boss has spoken.
Okay. And First Aid Spray, who are you nominating for the Ada Wong round?
This one goes to Steve.
This one goes
Yeah, because you don't like Ada.
Oh, I don't like Ada, so off you go.
Oh, okay.
I just imagine you pushed
Oh,
it.
there we go. There's the theme for our crossover podcast right there, Si. You don't.
Yes, exactly. That's to come out eventually. I'm sure we'll have to talk about it at some point.
Wow.
Okay.
So you don't like Ada Wong?
So there's actually quite a few points available here. So after every, I'll read out a quote, and then you need to tell me if it's Ada Wong or Ada Wrong. But in the sense, if you think it's Ada Wrong, you're gonna have to tell me who said it, and bonus point for what game it's from.
Is it a buzz-in round, Nick, or are we getting turns?
No, I think everyone's gonna have a go.
All right, okay.
To make it fair, so I'll go through as normal. So, quote number 1: I can save the truth for after I make it out alive. So, Resident Evil, Sean, is that Ada Wong or is it Ada Wrong? And if so, what game?
I think it's Ada Wong 6.
Resident Evil 6. Okay. Crimson Head Elder, is that Ada Wong or Ada Wrong?
Can I just ask, if it's wrong, the actual quote is still correct, but for a different character?
Correct. Yeah.
Well, no, it's Ada Wong. It's correct, and it's for 6.
For 6. Okay. First Aid Spray.
Ada Wong, RE6.
Well, it's a point to everyone. It is Ada Wong, but it's Umbrella Chronicles. It's the game that it's from.
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Ada Wong. So well done, everyone identified an Ada Wong quote. So quote number 2. Now that's impressive. Crimson Head Elder, is that Ada Wong or is that Ada Wrong?
I'm saying it's Ada Wong. It's correct, and it's from Resident Evil 4.
From Resident Evil 4. Okay, First Aid Spray.
I want to say, I'm not sure, so I'm going to say Ada Wong, RE6 again.
Okay, Resident Evil Podcast.
I'm on more George's level line. I think he's correct. I think it's Ada Wong 4.
Well, it points to everyone again. It is Ada Wong, but it's from Damnation.
Wow, I actually pictured her saying that in 4.
I thought that was in reference to Krauser's arm in separate ways.
Yes, yeah.
To be fair, it's such a small sentence. She's probably said it in a few things, and Nick's not aware of it.
Yeah, you said that in 4. Yeah, and
there's a distinct possibility that's true. Yeah,
and also I was going to say other characters have probably said it too. So even if it hadn't been,
I think it is dangerously close to the. I'm pretty sure she says when after Krauser's dead. Now that's an impressive thing you've got there, but I don't like men who play rough or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure she says something like that in the remake too, as well. Like at some point, because something happens. Like,
well, you all got points. You identified it as a Ada quote, so well done. So question number 3, quote number 3: Deja vu, boys. Raccoon revisited. Is that Ada Wong or is that Ada Wrong? First Aid Spray.
Ada Wrong. That's Carla Radames, or however you pronounce it in RE6.
Resident Evil Podcast.
Oh, I thought it was Ada Wong. I think, but now Steve's making me doubt myself. I'm gonna go Wong. I think it is. I think it's Ada's. I hope.
In what game?
In 6.
Okay. Crimson Head Elder.
Well, I'm going with my immediate thought that that's absolutely wrong. But then I've only played about a third of Resident Evil 6 at most. But no, I absolutely not. I don't think that's her at all. Ada Wrong, and so I would say, well, I'll go with that's what we've been doing. Yeah, I'll go with Carla Adams. but that's what they. If we're not doing that, are we? So no, I didn't know who it was.
Well, no. If you don't think it's Ada, who do you think it is?
We couldn't pick something, so it was us being lazy.
It's absolutely beautiful that you can literally hear out George's mental thought pattern. If this was a game of poker, he'd literally be there giving you a commentary of what his hand is as he plays it.
I've got 2 kings, but they've laid a queen.
So no, to be fair, I knew that I had a strong feeling that that's not her quote, but I didn't know who.
From what game?
No, I can't give a character.
I'll take it, George. Just take it, man. We've all done it.
Yeah, I will, because I should have got that RE3 save music before that Aaron took me out of Carla Adams in 6. No, that's wrong. No. At least no, I'm not going to go down that road.
I got a freaking lifeline over here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Lifeline. I call my lifeline.
So Crimson Head Elder are using their lifeline.
Ask Sunny Bauer.
Sunny Bauer, what's your answer that Crimson Head can either accept or reject?
It's Ada wrong. It's Carla Radames from RE6.
We got there the long way round.
George, are you accepting that? Are you accepting Sunny's answer?
I will accept that, yes.
It's correct. It is Ada wrong. It's Carla Radames from Resident Evil 6.
I told you, Stoney.
So,
sorry, Rob. Sorry.
So
That's all right. I would have guessed Resident Evil 6, but I couldn't remember if it
So
was
it's 2
or
points
not.
for the first aid spray and 2 points for Crimson Head Elder. No points for Resident Evil Podcast. But Crimson Head have used up their lifeline. So, quote number 4. I'll continue my mission. Will live up to his end of the deal. I'll say that again. I'll continue my mission. Will live up to his end of the deal. Okay, first aid spray.
This is a total guess. I think it's Ada Wong, and it's Umbrella Chronicles.
Umbrella Chronicles. Okay, Crimson Head Elder.
It's definitely Ada Wong. She says this at the end. I thought she said this at the end of Separate Ways. RE4.
Okay, Resident Evil Podcast.
It's Ada Wong. I'm struggling with the game. I've got an itching feeling it's in Death's Door, but then I'll say Umbrella Chronicles.
Incorrect. It's actually
I know it.
Ada wrong. It's Fong Ling from Dead
Only
Aim.
from Dead Aim.
The ultimate Ada wrong. There we go.
Next thing you're going to be thinking she's a budget Ada.
Oh, no, that's harsh.
There we go. And finally, quote number 5. I really hoped it wouldn't end like this. Crimson Head Elder.
Ada wrong. Well, no, I'm going to say Ada Wong, Resident Evil 2.
Okay. First aid spray.
Ada Wong, Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Okay. Resident Evil Podcast.
I thought it was Ada Wong, Resident Evil 2 Remake as well.
It's correct. It's Ada Wong, Resident Evil 2 Remake. So 2 points to the Resident Evil Podcast and First Aid Spray. Only 1 point for the Crimson Head Elder because it is the remake, not the original.
You know, I think it's a sorry state of affairs when someone basically loses out because they go with the original rather than the remake. I can feel Sean's sympathy.
Oh no, I wish they didn't fucking exist, George. To be honest.
So that has probably done a lot for the scores. So Sunny, what are the updated scores after round 6?
What I have here is REP now has 21, Crimson Head Elder has 17, and First Aid Spray has 26.
Oh, and you've still got your specialist round to go. We now move on to round 7, which is our second music round, and the welcome return of Daisy Describes. Oh, yes.
I was wondering if it was coming back.
So, listeners of Biohazard Stars 2 will know that my daughter Daisy described BOWs in the last one, in the last quiz, and the teams simply had to guess what BOW she was describing. Since then,
she's slightly older.
She is slightly older, yeah.
So I'm expecting a far more articulate descriptions.
Which is why we've expanded to not only include BOWs but also human characters. Okay, so take a listen. We've got 5 descriptions, and we'll do it as they go. Daisy is, for everyone who's interested, is now 6 years old. So very articulate, doing very well at school. You'll be pleased to know. And so this is her first description. So let's take a listen. Daisy, can you describe this person?
He's black outfit and he's got like some hair, I don't know what colour, because it's like greyy, and he's got glasses on and black gloves and big black shoes. That black thing's a coat on one of the sides, and the other is just like a dress. It's like a top and trousers.
We'll start with Crimson Head Elder this time. So who do you think, you're in your team,
Aaron?
So who do you think that is?
I've got an idea. Aaron, what do you think?
You take a guess. I'm really listening.
I was thinking Albert Wesker.
Is that your final answer?
Because I think it's either going to be Albert Wesker or Morpheus D. Duval.
Well,
I'm wondering if Nick went with
she said something about his graying hair, so it could be Morpheus, but Morpheus don't wear glasses.
Oh, did she say he was wearing glasses? Oh, if he's got glasses on, yeah, Albert Wesker.
You're going for Wesker? Okay.
Yeah.
Resident Evil podcast? Who are you going for?
What do you reckon, Rob? Whisker?
Yeah, I was thinking Whisker.
Whisker.
Albert Whiskers.
Whiskers. Just Whiskers.
First aid spray?
Oh, it seems too simple, but I can't think that it's anyone but Wesker. What do you think, Steve?
Let's go for that and hope for the best.
Yeah, Wesker, I suppose.
Yeah.
It is Albert Wesker. Very good. So,
Awesome.
points all around there. That was lovely described, I think. So,
Tell me your daughter gets commission for this, Nick.
Does she like doing this? Like, does she like her dad forcing her to describe things? Print out the picture.
Yeah.
What is this? What does this look like, Daisy? What does this look like?
Particularly when she was very young last time, and you were getting her to describe these really W's.
okay. So
psychological impact.
It might. Who knows? Well, I'll live with it. There we go. So the second description from Daisy. Let's listen to what she's got to say. So Daisy, can you describe picture number 2?
He's got a white gown and naked and bare feet. He's got a short and a bit short and long hair. He's got something like a gold on his wrist. It's like a bracelet, but a bit bigger. And he's got some tattoos on his arm things, or sleeves it could be. And he's got a rope around his waist with a bow at the very end. He's got a torn pattern at the bottom. He's got wing things on the neck thing, on the neck.
There we go.
I got it at bare feet. I don't know about you.
First aid spray. What's your answer?
Poor Daisy having to describe this character of all of them.
Oh no! Yeah.
Got first aid spray.
I bet she thought she was talking about a Final Fantasy game for a moment.
Here we go. We had this the other day. The hate for this game.
It's absolute rubbish. Isn't it? It's the one thing Umbrella Chronicles does better.
Yeah, hold on, no. It was first aid spray with a question.
I was going to say, how do I phrase this? Because I know the character. I think it's pretty clear. We all know who the character is. But do we say Leech Queen? Do we say James Marcus?
You know what we're talking about, that one.
Are you going to go for James Marcus?
James, yeah, I don't know what you want. Leech Queen, James Martin. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? How exactly do you define that?
Well, I think we're all on the same page.
Right. Trust me, guys. Nick isn't brutal with his answers. So.
All right. Yeah, Sephiroth. No, sorry, James Martin.
Crimson Head Elder?
It is antagonist from one of the best Resident Evil games that there is, the wonderful Resident Evil 0 with the fantastic eliminators in them.
You're going to die on this hill by yourself.
That are even tougher and more fearsome than the hunters.
Are we saying
James Marcus?
Marcus.
Were you trying to say it was the Eliminator? I was like, he's fucking Eliminator.
What are we going for? Resident Evil podcast.
It's James.
Yep.
The barefooted James Marcus.
It's James Marcus. Yeah.
It's correct. Points for everyone. Well done.
4 days.
4 days. So the third description. Let's see what Daisy says here. Daisy, can you describe picture number 3?
He's ginormous, and he's got a colourful top, ginormous hands, and a small head, but some short hair, and he looks like he's running. And his foot's bluey, and the skin's just bluey, colourful. He's got a top which is purpley yellow. His mouth is open, his eyes are shut, or maybe open, but I can't really see.
Brilliant. Thank you, Daisy. So we'll start with first aid spray this time again. Who or what was she talking about?
Oh, goodness me. Si, do you want me to take a punt?
Yeah, please, because I have nothing.
Is it Ograman?
Ograman, interesting. Crimson Head?
What do you think? I'm stuck between Birkin second form and is it Ustinat? What's the thing that sounds like Peter Ustinov from RE6? Is it called Ustinat? That thing that's like Nemesis?
Probably the Ustinak, but I'm not sure. I keep listening to this over and over again, trying to figure it out.
Goes all over the.
But she says colorful top.
Ginormous, but with the big hands.
Ginormous with big hands, colorful top, and small head.
So I was thinking of the hands. Made me think of the tyrant from Dead Aim. But then, yeah, Ustenak. I'm thinking.
Can I just ask, Nick, are BOWs involved in this, or is it just specifically characters?
No, BOWs. Yeah, we expanded
right.
BOWs and human characters.
BOWs or people.
Or people, yeah.
Hands and a little head. Unless it's Pluto from Ginormous. Oh no, but he's naked, isn't he, Pluto? He doesn't wear much, does he? I would say Ustenak, unless you can think
Final
of
answer, Ustenak. Come on, need a final answer, Crimson Head.
Oh, yeah. That's our final answer.
Ustenak. Okay, Resident Evil Podcast.
It'll be a pure guess, whatever it is. Purple, that's thrown me, because I was actually thinking up until the purple, I was going to go for Hypnos T3.
Oh.
The purple has really thrown me, I won't lie.
Let's remember Daisy last described, it wasn't the liquor, all the colours of the rainbow. But but her descriptions are a lot better. Sorry.
I'll go Hypnos T3, unless Rob's got another one. I have no idea.
Is that your team answer, Rob?
Yeah, I'm happy with that as a team answer, yes.
Incorrect, I'm afraid. It is in fact the Whopper from Resident Evil 6, who has...
Oh my God.
He has a colourful top.
He's got a very colourful top, he's got a very small head, and he's ginormous with big hands. It is absolutely spot on if you look at the official artwork. There we go. So, no points there for anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, folks, well, Resident Evil Podcast and First Aid Spray still have their lifeline if they need an alternative opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. The next...
Can't believe you made your drill look at.
Going to take a moment to just say that while I excelled at my lifeline job and I was failing at my scorekeeping job, I did have to revise the totals yet again. So we're back in sync. So yes.
Okay, well we'll get when we get to so the fourth description. Let's see what Daisy says about this one. And Daisy, your final picture.
He's got a ginormous gun in his hand, and he's got a black outfit on the top. He's got some yellow line things, and his head, he's got like hair coming down across his eye to his shoulder, of the start of his shoulder. He's got black boots. He's got something down his shoulder which is greeny. On the gun there's a bit of like colourful tips. It looks like he's wearing a dress, but he's got black ropes around his
nothing like listening to a young child describe a killing machine.
Right?
Warms the heart.
With some colourful tips.
Yeah.
Big black boots. He's gonna stomp on some heat.
Hopefully,
Nick, what you need to do next is just to get her to draw them from the image that you show.
God,
They should be doing that in therapy. You know,
Yeah.
social services.
Now-
Can you please
now
draw
what did
your father?
What did Daddy make you do?
oh dear. So, Crimson Head, what was Daisy describing?
It's funny because she says things that make you think this cannot be anything other than Nemesis, but then she'll suddenly mention his hair.
Ustenak.
Oh, don't. Yeah, but I would say Nemesis unless... Because that's a good shout, Oracle. So there's a couple of things that threw me away from... Oracle, you have the final say. I would say Nemesis, but it could... No, because of the boots as well. Should we go with Nemesis?
Well, he has hair. She says he has hair.
We've got to be careful because she likes to throw in her red herrings.
I'm going to say Ustenak.
Final answer, please, team.
Oracle, you choose.
You make the decision.
Nemesis.
Okay, Resident Evil Podcast.
I can hear it in your voice. That was the wrong answer.
It's Sean.
Yeah, Rob. I've got nothing.
I've got way off thrown by like the hair, and then it was like there was more hair, and then the red on the gun. Like I've got nothing.
The colourful gun is what's thrown me the most. I've got visions in my mind of an image.
Remember, it's all done on the official artwork, so it's not
And there was hair over the eyes. I mean,
there's only Rachel Foley who has her hair over the eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like I don't think it's right unless it's out with Rachel with a gun.
I'll be honest, I'm not going to be showing my daughter Rachel Foley artwork.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I was like, I don't see. I mean, yeah, that's literally it, isn't it? Like, think you'd be doing that. So,
but then the Nemesis is like skin in Remake 3 does go over one eye in a sense. So
Need a final answer, team?
Oh, let's just go for Nemesis 3 make.
Okay. First aid spray.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way as well. Remake Nemesis.
Yeah. Happy, everyone? Is correct. It is the Resident Evil 3 Remake Nemesis. I'm going to give a point to everyone there for Nemesis. That's what I know for a fact that when she meant hair, she meant pulled skin over.
Oh, great.
So she's developing well.
And you won't show her Rachel Foley, but you'll show her a grotesquely mutated human being.
Yeah.
what I was saying about the last one, like I was like looking at the artwork, and it's like it's got no pants on. It's got like a big gut, and there's nothing hanging underneath or anything. But it's pretty gross. Like he's like, oh yeah, I won't show a woman with her boobs hanging out, but I will show a grotesque bloated dead man. That's a great idea.
And he admits it on a public podcast.
If you get a knock on your door from the child and youth kind of authority over there, Nick, it's because of this, not because of anything else, just because of this.
Because of this, anyway. Right, the final question from this round doesn't come from Daisy, but comes from my 3-year-old daughter, Tilly. Tilly can't speak much. She only says about 100 words. So we
I'm so excited.
Is this because you traumatized her with all
so we
the first round?
Got it. No, it's because he's got to make sure it's not just one daughter he traumatizes.
So we struggled a bit to get this one even remotely guessable, but bear with. So here I think you'll get it. Tilly, can you describe what this monster looks like?
Daddy, bad hat.
Speak a bit louder.
Daddy, big hat on.
Right.
On. Blue fat. And daddy, bad top. My daddy, big Jenny. Daddy.
Very good. Thank you, Tilly.
If you want to give some translations, says you know what she's saying a bit more than the rest of us. You hear it a lot.
You should be able to get it from one word. She says it's not difficult. So
okay, I could take a guess. But
yeah,
I love that. That's my favourite part.
There we go. We'll start Resident Evil podcast this time. What was Tilly describing? Or who was Tilly describing?
Is it a tyrant from Resident Evil 2 remake? Nick, you savage! Yeah. Why would you do that?
It's gonna give her nightmares. Yes, I'm with Nick. I'm with Sean on that.
The expectations she's going to grow up with are just not accurate or correct.
Okay, that's your answer, Crimson Head Elder. What did you put?
Mr. X from RE2 remake.
Okay. First aid spray.
Yeah, the tyrant from remake 2.
It is. It's Mr. X. Mr. X is.
And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is your future of the Resident Evil series when you've got parents bringing up their children.
Yeah.
On the remake. What hope do we possibly have to preserve these classic games?
You start them young.
Yeah, start them young with the remake, Nick. Well done.
No worries. Well, thank you, Daisy and Tilly, for contributing. I think she did. I think she did quite well.
That was great.
I think she did quite well with
Daisy and Tilly.
Hat's one of the few words you can say, bless her. So there we go. I thought that was appropriate. So over to Sunny. What are the current scores?
Doing a tally right now. So when I read the scores last time, accidentally, because I had switched pages, I had to go to a new page. So I'd given each team a couple extra points. So if anything, I was too generous with the totals. But after reevaluating the totals, I've got Resident Evil Podcast at 23, Crimson Head Elder Podcast at 19, and First Aid Spray Podcast at 26.
So, round 8 is back with a team round. So this time it's First Aid Sprays. Real chance here to spread your lead. Remember, we've got question 1, which is a Who Am I? Then the question 2, File Game Author. Question 3 is a BOW. Then the timeline. And then the joint odd one out. So who wants to go first outside Steve?
Are you brave or am I brave?
I was going to say 1 and 3 sound like the most difficult ones. So it's.
Oh, Okay.
Or
All
two-
right, yeah, I
Well,
see how
1
it
and
is.
3, sorry, sound like the easy one. So do you? I don't know. It's up to you. Would you want to chuck me into the lines, Dan, or do you want to?
You know what? You're the better at this than me, I think. So to make it interesting, I think I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I think 2 and 4 are hardest. That's just what I meant. So it's up to you.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Because 2 and 4 are files and timelines. So
you know what? You do those because you do the whole CEO bit, don't you? So you do all the files
All right,
and things,
okay.
play into our strengths.
Right.
We have strategies. We have
Yeah.
plans.
I was going to say very sensible. So, Steve, here we go. Question number 1. Who am I? I've been told by Alex Wesker that the samples of the Ouroboros have arrived and that the T Phobos virus is also nearly complete. Who am I?
Christ.
Christ?
Oh,
no, not Jesus.
not. I don't know his name. I know it's a butler, I think it's a butler, and I know it's not. What I'm going to say is it Patrick?
Incorrect. It's open to the floor.
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Scott Harmon, is that his name?
Yeah, that's incorrect. He's from Code Veronica.
Who is Scott Harmon then? Why is that name?
Is he the Ashford butler?
He's the Ashford, yeah.
He is, yes.
Crimson Haired Elder. The chance for the steal.
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
Oh, Neil Fisher.
Final answer.
I went in too quickly there. Aaron, do you think?
I'm guessing Neil.
That seems so obvious, and they know their stuff. First aid spray. They're chancing. Why would they have not thought Neil Fisher? Wait, was there any?
Oh, sorry. What Steve said, Jesus Christ, which wasn't correct.
That's not fair.
Yeah, Neil Fisher. I can't think of the
Neil Fisher. Yeah. Incorrect. The correct answer is Stuart. There we go.
Is he the butler?
Yeah.
Who hangs himself?
Sure. Why not? Right.
Oh, how? No. He must have been. Yeah, because there was an intermediary. I think. Do you find that file right?
Yes.
Just before before that boss fight with Neil Fisher, like as a tyrant.
Yeah, you see him hanging, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so question number 2 is for Sai. So this is an extract from a file. We're looking for the file, the game, the author. This is crap. This ship is crawling with freaks and monsters. I'm going to the promenade because at least I can find food there. Anyone who's still alive can meet me up there. You know where to find me. I'm not going out like that. I can promise you that. Hope I'm not the only survivor. So, Sai, who's
okay.
that?
I mean, I think it's Resident Evil Revelations, but beyond that, I don't have a name for you. Yeah, pass. I got nothing.
Okay, partial correct. Open up to the floor for to get a bonus point.
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
It's Resident Evil Revelations. It's comms officer, but I don't know the file. I think it's like a note, but I don't know what the note's called. Okay. Comms file, comms, emergency comms. I don't know, something.
I'm going to give that. It's Resident Evil Revelations. It's a comm officer. It's the emergency comms or communications room note. You've got all the words. So a bonus point for Resident Evil podcast, Sonny take note, and a point for as well for first aid spray. There's 3 points up for grabs there if they got all 3, but they get 1, but a bonus point for Resident Evil podcast. Well done. So back to Steve. Question number 3. Which completed BOWs were being showcased on the Spencer Rain?
It's the. I don't know what they're.
It's the Hunter.
I don't want to steal the answer, but I 100% agree.
I thought I was muted. Sorry.
I know. I know it's the Hunters.
I mean, we already gave you a point.
Hunter Elites.
So what are we saying?
To be fair.
I want to say Hunter Elites.
Partially correct. I can open up to the floor.
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
I extracted this game through my laptop, but when you extract these PS2 games, you have to actually play them. So I'm playing them with the keys, and I only got as far as the first.
I'm just looking for some BOWs, George.
There are these little files. The Hunter Elite is this little.
I'm just waiting for the web page to load.
No,
I'm just skimming through the page right now.
They're like little files. They're very cool. You know, like they look like they're in binders. Yeah, one's the Hunter Elite, one's the Tyrant, and no, actually, I think there are only 2.
That is correct, yes. Hunter Elite and Tyrant Owner
I'll
1.
send you a link.
No, I know, it's fine. I know what it is. Correct. So, sadly, I won't be able to give half points. So 0 points there for First Aid Spray and a bonus point for Crimson Head Elder. Well done, George. Question number 4. So back with Si. It's the timeline question. On what date does the Annabelle, the ship from Resident Evil 7, crash?
Spirit.
It's October 2014, and the date, the 10th. I don't know, something like that.
I'm going to give you that. 5th of October 2014. Fantastic.
Nice.
Very good. That's very good. Well done. 5 days, just 5 days out. That's good enough for me. Well done. Question number 5 is for both of you, so you can confer. So it's the odd one out. We have The Keeper, Mario Rosso, Edward Dooley, and Marvin Branner. So first,
can we can confer between us before we pick a?
You can, yeah. You might want to do it on text because I can obviously.
I guess that's fair.
Nick.
Yep.
Like the third name, are you absolutely spot on with that?
Which is Dewey.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Edward. Yeah, sorry.
I was about to say, is this a joke at my expense?
Yeah, because
in a video.
Sorry, no.
Two names, and that was going to be the odd one out.
No. Sorry. Edward from.
It's amazing that's the same mistake I made in the video.
Yes, it is.
It's Edward Dewey.
Dewey. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
We'll defer to you, boss, because there's 2 candidates I can think of.
There is two. My idea seems a little bit too simple, but maybe it's the right answer. I'm going to say that it's Edward because the other 3 all write a file of some kind.
It's correct, but it's not the answer I was looking for. Can I open it up to the floor?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
Aaron from the Crimson Head Elder.
Well, judging from the names, I'm assuming it's Dario because he's the only one that didn't turn into a zombie.
Oh, spot on. Absolutely correct.
Nice one.
Correct.
Sorry, Steve, should have gone with your answer.
Me and you can have words.
Yay! I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, very good. That's correct. The Keeper, Edward, and Marvin all become zombies. Dario Rosso is killed, but we never see him in zombie form, so congratulations. Is the end of round 8, and most importantly, is the end of everyone's personal rounds. So let's see how we all are now that we're all equal in terms of specialist rounds. So, Sonny, over to you.
Just telling.
I'm just telling. Yep, I knew you would say that.
You could do it as you go.
Man, we might as well just give Tilly these to.
Maybe you should next time.
You raise his pay.
Single podcast with 24. I've got Crimson Head Elder with 21 and First Aid Spray 27.
Oh, it's close. It's close. Right, we move on to round 9 and a welcome return of the challenge round. I'll read out a question and we go from team to team, giving me a correct answer until only one team remains. Okay?
Oh.
So we did this in Biohazard Stars 2. So the team in third place will definitely score 1 point. So if you lose, you're definitely getting a point. The team in second will score 3 points, but if you win this, you're going to get a whopping 5 points. Okay, so we've got lots of answers to give. We're just going to go from team to team. Anyone from each team can say, and we'll go from there. So, the question is this. Can you name every type of round used by the grenade launcher / bazooka in the Resident Evil series? Just for a bit of clarity, if the question was name every type of round used in the shotgun, for example, the answers would be the shotgun shells, the shells, and the shotgun bullets, which is in Survivor randomly. They're called bullets in Survivor for no reason, okay? So
wait, so you're not... I thought you just said just the grenade.
It is. I'm just giving an example because there are specific names for some of the rounds in games that are not used again. So you're going to have... Not only do you need to know the basic names, so you're going to have to think of what they're called in particular in the particular game. So some rounds are called... So rounds you may know as something quite common are known differently in different games. So we will start with the winning team at the moment, which is First Aid Spray. So you get to go first. So
we're naming
Just name one, and then we'll flick through. So just name one of the rounds that the grenade launcher or bazooka takes from any game.
Acid.
Acid rounds. Correct. Resident Evil podcast.
Grenades.
Grenade rounds. Correct. Crimson Head Elder.
Freeze rounds.
Correct. Back to first aid spray.
Flash rounds.
Good answer. Correct. That was a toughie. Yes. Resident Evil podcast.
Explosive rounds.
Correct. Yes. Very good. Technically, they're kind of the grenade rounds, but they're called explosive rounds in the original Resident Evil 1, so you could get that correct. Crimson Head Elder.
Flame rounds.
Flame round. Correct. It's very tense now. We're getting into the difficult ones. First aid spray.
Anti-BOW.
Yes. Correct. Code Veronica ones.
I've only got one more.
Yeah.
I'm just desperately hoping REP don't say it.
Resident Evil podcast.
Rob, are you happy to let me go?
Yeah, if you've got one that hasn't been said.
Electric rounds.
Correct. Yeah. Crimson Head.
After this, I'm all out. Aaron, neuro rounds.
Correct. Very good.
What
did you say?
Neuro rounds from Resident Evil 7.
Oh.
Very good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Resident Evil 7.
Very good. Back to.
Well, that's funny because I was thinking of the things that you in Resident Evil 5 when I said those things that there's one particular creature that can only be killed with some kind of an.
Okay, first aid spray. Back to you.
I believe the popular in the clock tower, mine rounds.
Mine rounds. Correct. Yeah, very good. Resident Evil podcast.
Hold on. I've got time to confer. Just I haven't written this to him, so I'm just Sean, go with yours.
Yeah. Okay. Grenade bearing from Resident Evil 2.
I've put that as grenade rounds because they're not.
They're different though in Resident Evil 2. They're called grenade bearing rounds when you examine them because they split. They're not like Resident Evil 1 ones. They're more like a scatter shot grenade bearing.
Yeah, but
they changed name.
Yeah, but they're still they're still grenade rounds from their Resident Evil 3.
Okay, I'm thinking of when you examine them.
No, just yeah.
Are you giving us that?
No, I'm not giving you that because it's the same.
Burst rounds.
Correct. Very good.
Is that the Resident Evil 2 one then?
Burst rounds are from
Outbreak. That's Outbreak.
Is it? Fucking hell.
Very good.
Nick, you're brutal to me. You are brutal to me.
But I'm with you, Sean. They are different, but I think it's only in the description. I know about them.
Yeah. Yeah, back to Crimson Head.
We've had explosive rounds, haven't we?
Yeah.
The BOW gas rounds from Code Veronica.
Yeah.
Aaron, I can't think of anything else. I mean, the last one that was said I'd never even heard of from Outbreak.
I had forgot all about that one.
I can't believe there are any more.
You will tell us when we've hit the max, won't you, Nick?
Yeah.
And the mine rounds that you stick on Nemesis in 3,
we've had mine rounds. Yeah.
We had those. What have we got in Dead Aim? Anything in Dead Aim? We've got to get this one because it's going to become impossible after this. What's in Dead Aim? What do you kill?
There isn't a grenade launcher in Dead Aim.
I can't think of anything, Aaron, unless you've got one.
I can't recall.
Are we passing?
Nothing that's got a slightly different name in one of these stupid remakes.
Possible.
No, we better pass.
You won't pass. Okay, back to first aid spray then.
Gas from Gaiden is the last one.
Well, it has its own. It's like it's the gas launcher, but I've classified that as part of the Code Veronica one because it's the same.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Good though because I've classified it. It has exactly the same effect.
I can't think of any more. There's probably some in maybe one of the Revelations games or something, perhaps. But
it's specifically grenades fired from a weapon, right? A launcher, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just hand grenades, right?
No.
Yeah, I think I'm all out.
Are we done?
Yeah, I'm tapped out.
Tapped out. Okay. For the win, Resident Evil podcast.
Sean, take it away.
We've been conferring. Is nitrogen rounds from Resident Evil 5 separate to the freeze rounds of 3?
Correct. Nitrogen rounds. Very good. Very good. And that is the point.
Good stuff.
So 5 points to Resident Evil podcast, 3 for first aid spray, and the solitary point for.
But can I just point out we dropped out at the same stage as first aid spray?
Well, yeah, but it's just the way you dropped out before.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nick, I don't think that's fair. I think they both should get second equal, because if they drop out, because I was going to say, how does this work if we run out, if we go through all the names and we all run out? And
then you would have all got the point.
Yeah, points. So it should be the same if they drop out on the same round.
Fine.
Yeah. Actually, I think, yeah.
Okay,
I do agree with that with GT on that one.
So because they both came last, then they both get a point each.
I think we both came second. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I think they both came second.
Give them 3.
3 points. Okay, so five.
Brutal quizmaster.
5 points to Resident Evil Podcast, 3 points to Crimson Head, and 2 First Aid Spray. So, for the people listening at home, the 2 missing ones were the Napalm rounds from Resident Evil 0 and the Incendiary rounds from Resident Evil Remake. So there we go.
She called that then?
They are actually called something quite different, yes.
Napalm rounds in 0.
Yep, that's what
burn.
Yes.
I don't know if this counts, but I'm pretty sure in the first game the grenade rounds are not called grenade rounds; they're called grenade shells. But I didn't want to risk it.
Fine.
Because I was like, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure they're called shells, not rounds.
Fine. Well, it doesn't matter. You won anyway, so you're good.
Yes.
So let's over to Sunny now, as we are approaching the final round. What are the scores?
REP almost came back. They almost came back.
If we had not been nice and just said 1 point.
Yeah, with the 5-point bonus. Right now, currently, then we have Resident Evil Podcast with 29. We've got Crimson Head Elder with 24. First Aid Spray in a slim lead with 30.
Oh, it's all tight.
Those 5 points really helped REP.
We now head into the final round. What's that noise? Oh, it's
Cannon corner.
Corner Nick. We have the bonus non-cannon round. The non-cannon alarm is here.
It's time to bring in Sunny for us.
Yes.
Now listen carefully. This is the bonus round, and we are joined in the studio by the mobile phone of doom. On the mobile phone of doom are 3 categories. The categories are names, games, or explains. In your teams, you'll be able to pick a category. You can confer, and it won't be passed over. Okay, so the team currently in last position gets to choose the category. Do you want names, games, or explains? Now, these are all non-canon questions, and I will say names is easy, games is moderate, and explains is hard.
Why would you say that?
Why would you reveal?
Because you guys get to pick first.
I was just about to say games, but now based on what Nick's just said, we'll go with. Did you say names was easier than games?
Names is the easiest, yes. Because you're last, you get to pick first. So I think it's prudent for you to know.
I was going to pick games, but if you're saying names is easier, then we'll go with names.
Aaron, are you happy with George's decision here?
He's leading the way.
He's leading the way. Okay, so Crimson Head Elder have picked names from the mobile phone of doom. So let's have a look at the questions here. So for names, we are looking for the surnames of these non-canon characters. Here we go.
I'm really bad with names. Are you sure names is easier than
games?
Yes.
That you can confer, but there is no bonus point, no stealing available. So question number 1, Tyler
Hamilton.
Correct. 1 point. Very good. Number 2, Rain
Wilson. That's the woman. Oh, that's Rodriguez's character.
Rainn Wilson from The Office.
Oh yeah.
It's not word association.
I hate these movies, Nick GT, and I knew this.
Rain, but yeah, because when you said Tyler, I just said Hamilton. I didn't even know. Rain didn't even know what game or.
You don't need it. You just need the name, surname. You Tyler Hamilton. You got the point. So Aaron. So
wait. Rainn Wilson is a character from the. Wait, is someone from The Office, isn't it?
Yes, it has nothing to do with Resident Evil at all.
Rainn is in that first movie, Aaron. So we need her surname.
Yeah, what's her surname? Rainn.
Rainn something.
It's a shame you used your lifeline already.
Rainn.
In fact, I will say First Aid Spray and Resident Evil Podcast, you're going to have to use your lifeline in this round.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, Oracle, do you know?
I don't watch the movies.
Is that a pass?
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
It's incorrect. It's Rainn Ocampo.
Of course.
Okay, number 3. Her name is Alice.
Sorry?
Alice.
Alice what?
Yes, that's the question.
Alice, what? That's what you're supposed to figure out, George.
Well, Alice was Ashford. No?
I don't know. Is that your fun?
Does Alice even... Aaron, come on. I thought Alice was just Alice.
I wouldn't know. Part of me thinks Waycott.
They had the Ashford guy in the wheelchair. Ashford.
Incorrect. Abernathy.
Abernathy.
Yeah. Number 4, Victor.
Meldrew.
I don't
know. Victor
Again,
what?
word association.
What?
I wonder if this is who I think it is. Nick.
So there's someone
It is, Sonny.
Victor in the film.
Okay.
No, not necessarily film. Just non-canon.
Non-canon.
Games. Well, but then again, I treat the remakes as non-canon.
No, I haven't.
Victor.
It's the executive from Ucore. Just kidding.
ORC.
Is there a Victor in Operation Raccoon City? The Wolf Pack. Yeah, well, Operation Raccoon City. No, that's not. No, we meant to say the surname.
Yeah. There's an alias name I'll give you if you get it.
Oh, okay, then.
Non-canon.
Beltro. Yeah, Beltro. Beltway, sorry.
Beltway. Incorrect. It's Victor Darius, better known as Trent from the novels, from S.D. Perry novels.
Jeez, fucking hell. This round is hateful.
And finally, question number 5. Michaela.
I knew we should have gone with game. Michaela.
Again, as an alias, I'll give it to you because it's quite tough. And I'll give you a little clue. You were in the right ballpark for the last one. Because I don't think many people know this, actually. I only knew it because it was in Bat's timeline, but there you go. But it is non-canon.
4 Eyes.
Oh, incorrect. It's Michaela Schneider, who is better known as Bertha. I'm afraid just the 1 point for the easy round.
I knew it was either Bertha or the other one.
Bertha was into S&M, wasn't she?
Well, you would know. There we go. Right, so that's just the...
Jesus.
We needed USS Command. He would have told us everything.
I know. I can feel Rodney yeah.
He'll be So
I'm just
be happy with us. Sorry.
I'm just glad there wasn't a John in there because bored.
So there we go. So just the point there. So in second place is Resident Evil Podcast. So you can choose. Did you want games or explains?
Sean, shall we go with games?
Let's go games, Rob.
Okay. Leaving. In what game does the following feature? The Basilisk virus.
That is Clan Master.
Rodney would know that easily.
Yeah, I only know that from Rodney. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Biohazard Clan Master.
Is correct. Point to the Resident Evil Podcast. Question 2. In what game does Kentaro feature as a member of Stars?
Game? What game?
Yes, what game? Yes.
No,
there was a mobile game which had a load of random Stars members in it. I can't remember.
Robbie?
I saw it on Twitter last week. Someone talked about it, and I'm going to kick myself. Go on, Nick.
I was just going to say the only one I ever knew of was the one at the start, which was the Survivor one, but that was years ago, so I have no idea.
So you cut out the key moment, as always.
Basic. I said the only one I knew of was the one that was released 20 years ago, which is the Survivor one, so I don't know.
Is correct. It's correct. It's
absolute legend.
Biohazard Survivor. Correct. Very good. Question number 3. In what game does Bruce from Repairs documents how to open the shutters?
The only Bruce I know is the one that's in a canon game, so not a guy that's going to fix some shutters, so I have no idea.
God, we'll just go for a guess with... Oh, no, I don't even know. I don't even know, Nick. It's brutal. This is brutal. I'm just trying to think of games that would have those kind of files. I'll go for D-Generation iPhone, just for a random one.
Correct.
Oh my god.
It is Resident Evil D-Generation, the mobile version. Very good.
Wow.
Okay.
That was honestly, I swear I did not Google that.
Three out of three so far.
I promise to you all, I did not do that.
Question 4. In what game does the following feature a first-person exploration of a mansion?
Hang on. I'm going to confer.
You're going to confer? You can confer, that's fine. A first-person exploration of a mansion.
I've just sent Sean a message, so I'm just...
See what he says.
If it is any consolation, I'm none the wiser with receiving said message.
Yeah, I just got back. Potentially? Question mark. Exclamation mark. All right, I'm gonna take a guess, but I don't know what it's called. Is it the Resident Evil Pachinko machine?
That's incorrect. We were looking.
I had no idea, Rob. I'll be honest.
We were looking.
Nothing's ringing a bell here.
We were looking for Resident Evil Assault the Nightmare.
What is that, Nick?
It's a mobile phone game in first person where you explore a mansion.
What, the mansion or a mansion?
I didn't say the mansion. I said a mansion. So Assault.
Well,
the
what mansion is it?
It doesn't tell you. It's just a mansion.
Who do you play as?
You don't know. A gun.
A floating gun down a hallway. I'm going to look it up now. What is it, Nick? Assault the Nightmare?
Resident Evil Assault the Nightmare. That's correct.
What the fuck? You've made this up. This is absolutely nonsense.
Okay, finally, question number 5. In what game does the Nemesis Beta Parasite appear?
That's Orc.
Correct. There we go. Very good. So 4 out of 5 from Resident Evil Podcast. Very good.
I was just about to be convinced that Sean wouldn't know it, giving his loving.
I played it recently and did the beta.
Yeah.
Assault Nightmare is a horrible game.
I honestly, the only two I ever knew about mobile games is the bloody Confidential Report, because Nick goes on about them all the time, and I survive it because I remember it's like the first one that I ever reported on, like literally the only two I ever knew, and they ended up.
So that's a lot of points for Resident Evil Podcast there. Right, over to the first aid spray as the leaders. You have got explains. So you need to explain the following. How was the liquor created in the first Resident Evil movie?
In the first Resident Evil movie, did you say?
Yes.
Oh, God. I feel like... This, just to confer, I mean, no one can buzz in, so we can just...
That's correct.
The Red Queen saying something about starving one, but I don't know if that's right or not.
See, I remember now it is fed on fresh DNA, it will mutate, but then it's already liquor at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, that's when it transforms again, isn't it?
It was already liquor to begin with at that point, so the only other thing you see, quote me if I'm wrong, is some poor bunnies being injected. Would it be that ridiculous?
Are you about to say it's a rabbit? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. Hey, you're the CEO. I'm going to just sit back.
You can't use that as an excuse if we get stuff wrong every time.
It's worked out pretty well so far, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We could ask Sonny. Sonny.
Is he going to know the movies though?
Lover of the films.
Yeah, but if something worse comes up.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you want to ask Sonny? Do we want to just put it out there now?
I think we should punt it on this one because if this is the opener, you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah, we'll ask Sonny on this one.
Ask Sonny Bauer.
Over to Sonny. Sonny, how was the liquor created in the first Resident Evil movie?
The liquor from the Anderson movies was made by injecting the T virus directly into living tissue.
That sounds right, actually.
Is that it?
Yeah, let's go with Sonny.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Correct. Yes, very good. Good use.
Thank you, Sonny.
What was funny is that at the beginning of that, I think Sai gave what would be the correct answer for the in-game universe, and I thought to myself, "There's no."
That's what I thought as I said it. I was like,
"There's no way that can be right."
The answer was in the same bit that you talked about, which is that the Red Queen explains that when it feeds on living tissue, it will change. But just before that, she says it's created by injecting the virus into living tissue.
Yeah, it was like a two-parter explanation in one.
Okay, good use of the Sunny Lifeline. Well done. So a point there. So question number 2 for First Aid Spray. Explain how Rebecca and Barry learn of Caliban Cove.
Not read it, Steve, so sorry.
Hey, it's been years. Crap. I'm guessing Trent.
I would say probably
that's all I got. Trent sends them some malarkey.
That's incorrect, I'm afraid. It's David Trapp from Stars discovered it. So incorrect.
There you go.
Good old David Trapp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 3. This is a good one. Explain what Nick sees when driving close to Raccoon Dam crossing the road.
What did you see, Nick?
Who knows? Who knows what I saw?
Explain what Nick sees when crossing.
Yes, when he's driving close to Raccoon Dam, something is crossing the road. Explain what he sees.
Who the hell is Nick?
So we've got to have an educated guess here because this is we don't get a chance to tie if we lose this one.
That's fair.
So...
I don't have an educated guess because I literally I can't think of what non-canon piece this is.
Let's quickly deconstruct it. It's Raccoon Dam, right? So it's crossing a road, so it's not aquatic despite being near a dam. Maybe this guess. For being potentially on the outskirts, either it's a zombie dog, Cerberus, or a zombie. That's my general thoughts. So
yeah,
pick
could
one.
be.
Probably none of those now. So
what are we going for?
Zombie dog sounds like a good shout. To tie into what people know about RE1 and how that opens. Seems like something that can happen.
Incorrect, I'm afraid. It's migrating rats. That's what we were looking for, migrating rats. Because obviously rats...
What is that from, by the way?
Umbrella Conspiracy, I believe.
Umbrella Conspiracy? Oh, okay.
S.D. Perry novels. Right.
You guys did read that.
I don't remember that. Who the hell is Nick?
Why did he see rats?
I don't know. Anyway, question number 4. Explain the unexpected power Wesker experienced following his resurrection. So you got to think non-canon here.
It's the Code Veronica novel, probably, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. God.
I haven't read that in literally a decade.
Yeah, same. Cool.
Exhilarating and some other malarkey, but I can't think of how to describe it. This is rough. This is
yeah, this is really hard. Okay, again, like you said, let try and think about it logically. It won't be the same as a game, so it's probably not a virus that brings him back.
It's the unexpected power Wesker experienced.
Explain the unexpected.
Yeah, following his resurrection. So what power did he gain following his resurrection?
What power did he gain?
So the unexpected power experienced following his resurrection, and it's non-canon.
Something dumb like super hearing. I don't know, Sky. You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
No idea. Any answers?
I think I was super hearing for a guess.
Super hearing. Incorrect. Wow, this is from the Umbrella Chronicles novel. The ability to control and see through the eyes of BOWs.
I have heard of that. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Which he does. There we go. Finally, question number 5 for First Aid Spray here. Explain how the Matchless Soldier virus is supposed to work.
Good luck, Si. I know it's a confidential report. That's
it
as
is.
much as I know.
I thought I did well to only have 2 questions in it.
Take a wild guess because I've never looked at the damn thing, let alone played it.
Shocking.
How the Matchless Soldier.
Yep, virus. Yeah.
That's a weird name, so I don't know.
Maybe it's the same as the Tyrant to make the ultimate bioweapon. I pass.
Yeah, maybe
I can't pass.
Only infects people of a certain strength or something.
Good guess, but it's incorrect. No, the Matchless Soldier virus, it triggers the non-death cell and resurrects.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
It's in fact very, very, very similar to the Wesker variant of the T virus. Very similar. There we go. So that fits
some lazy writing right there.
That finishes your round, so you score just the solitary point there.
Thanks, Sonny.
Thanks to Sonny.
Hey, no problem. That's
So
what I'm here for.
that is the end of round 9. So what are the scores going into the actual final round?
Okay, well, as of right now, the Resident Evil podcast has eclipsed First Aid Spray with the score of 33. Crimson Headed Elevator has 24. First Aid Spray has 31.
Wow. Non-canon corner has changed everything. Right, the final round, as always, is the quickfire round. We don't know how much time's up, but when the time's up, we'll hear this noise.
Everyone's gonna die.
Fingers on buzzers. Question number 1. What is the name of the sheriff character from Resident Evil 2 Remake?
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
First Aid Spray.
Oh, crap. Now I've said it. Oh, it's Sheriff Daniel. Oh, bugger. Never mind.
That's incorrect. Anyone else?
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Is it Daniel Cortini?
Correct. Question number 2. What was the model number for the Hunter Gammas?
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Ron Began?
121A.
Incorrect.
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
George Trevor?
120.
Incorrect.
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
Is it 121B?
Incorrect.
121C.
121G?
Aaron, you have the floor.
I don't know. 122?
Incorrect. It's the MA124 Gamma. Number 3. Question number 3. Resident Evil Code Veronica appears on what console?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
Dreamcast.
Correct. Very good. What type of music festival was advertised on a leaflet in the RPD?
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
Steve?
Michael Festival.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
No.
Damn.
Is it an R&B festival?
Incorrect.
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Ron B.
Jazz?
Correct. Jazz Festival.
Oh my god.
What is the name of the BOW plants that have overtaken the Arklay Hospital and form part of Dorothy?
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
So,
Is it Evil Shade?
correct.
Nicely
Question.
done.
How many handgun choices do you get in Resident Evil Survivor?
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
Are you classing a Magnum as a handgun?
No.
4.
Correct. Who is the voice actress for Jill Valentine in the Tekken card game?
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
My favourite one. What is her name? What's her name? Oh my god, it's gone blank.
Can I steal?
Oh my god, what is her name? Fuck
Use
hell,
the light,
there's
Sean.
no one to
Quickly.
pin. What is her name? Oh,
Quickly.
oh,
Use the
God.
lifeline, Sean.
Yes, Sonny Bowers.
Ask Sunny Bauer.
Patricia Jolly.
Patricia Charlie, that's it. Oh my god.
He's
Thank
agreed
you, Sonny.
with
Thank you.
Sonny.
Correct, yes. The daylight vaccine created in Raccoon City is mentioned again in which canon story?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
George Trevor.
Mahawa Desire.
Correct. On what creatures do you first test out the Genesis scanner?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
Oh shit, I don't know what they're called. Those big fat gulp things that wash up on the beach in Revelations. Aaron, what are they called?
It's not a team one. Come on.
Still open for everyone.
Oh, is it? We're not allowed to confer.
Well, you buzzed in with the answer. Quickly, up against the clock.
I don't know the name. Sorry, I don't know what they're called.
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
That was first day spray. Sorry.
Globster.
Yeah.
Correct. Gloves.
Oh
Yes.
fuck! I said
Next
globules.
one. In which game do you infiltrate the headquarters of Tricell?
There was controversy, and of course, there was drinking.
That's
Umbrella Corps.
correct. From which branch was the Nemesis said to have been developed that was allegedly deployed to Rockford Island?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
The Paris lab.
Incorrect.
What?
We'll be in bits tomorrow.
So,
I'm going to take a wild punt. Is it the Chicago lab?
yeah, I'll give you that. American branch.
Nice.
Morpheus D. DeVal was made a scapegoat of which biohazard incident?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
He was made the scapegoat for the mansion, the outbreak in the mansion incident.
Correct. What is the name of the student who successfully bonded with the T-virus in Biohazard the Stage?
Oh,
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
Aaron?
Mary?
Yeah, I'll give you that, Mary Gray, correct.
Oh,
Next question.
you star, Aaron.
Biohazard the Experience is set in which country?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
Japan.
Correct. What was the originally planned surnames of the Ashfords?
Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous.
The Ashfords were. Shit. Krugers.
Correct. Well,
Everyone's gonna die.
that's the end of the quiz.
Oh, we came in strong at the end there,
Tell you
Aaron.
what, GT.
I suddenly
did you
worked
break
out
your
what it was.
limiter then, GT?
No, the Valium and the weed had kind of
I
worn
just
off
keep
by
hearing the buzzer. Every time he slaps it, buzz, 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 buzz.
I suddenly woke up, didn't I? Shit.
Wow. Over to Sonny Bauer for those all-important final scores.
I'm just blown
Got
away
there.
at GT there. He just literally he just limit broke the tyrant code, didn't he? And just went for it.
And you know what? It's unfortunate because if Crimson Head wasn't so behind in the lead prior to this, they probably could have pulled through.
A GT upset again.
Are we ready? This was the final round, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so coming in third place with 31 points is Crimson Head Elder.
Well, congratulations, well done.
Well,
how many points did they get in that last round? I can't remember what the score was beforehand.
Out of 15 questions, they got 6 points. It was the most out of all three teams.
Yeah, that's very good.
Coming in second place with 34 points, First Aid Spray Podcast.
Very good.
I'm okay with that.
And coming in first place with 38 points, the members of the Title Podcast, Resident Evil Podcast.
Awful. This looks like it's so rigged.
Just bring the new podcast on and embarrass him. That's what this is all about.
That's what I mean. I don't even want to celebrate this.
Get chicks in the mail, mate. The chicks in the mail.
Yeah, they're like, let them take the lead right until the end. And then
just fucking wind it down, please, quick. I don't want to do this.
A big congratulations to the Resident Evil podcast, the podcast quiz champions. We do have a tie-break question, which we haven't needed, but you know what? It's such a good tie-break question, and it comes in from one of our supporters, Rigatoni Weston. Let's play! Batman's tome of monstrous lore in his Resident Evil mythology has a whopping 2,752 pages, including the introduction and author's notes. How many words are in it? Closest answer wins.
What is this just one of those,
incredible
nearest questions too?
Yes, it's over 1 million.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I knew it would be that. It's like
This is going to have to be This is going to have to be the Price is Right round, where somebody guesses like the number that's closest.
Yeah.
Sandy, you can play in this one as well. You can have a stab.
No, I will stay exclusive.
No, you got it, Sonny. It's just picking a number, mate. You're right.
So, Resident Evil podcast. What is your answer?
1,847,500.
Sonny, have you written that down?
No.
1,847,500.
500. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Go on, sure.
I'll just say 1.3 million, so 1,300,000.
Si?
I'm going to say 1,450,000.
1,450,000 from Psy.
I'm going to see if they're over 1 million is lowballing it and go for 2 million.
Aaron?
I was saying 2 million too.
Say 2 million and one.
I was going
2 million.
I was
the classic Price is Right.
2 million and one.
And George?
I was thinking 1.5 million.
Sonny, are you going to go for a number?
1.35 million.
The answer is, and the total word count is, 1,493,400 words, which means our individual winner here is George Trevor.
George is the closest, yes.
Wow.
GT is the closest.
I just suddenly...
That's an additional 20 points.
Right again, and I just realised that it was just for,
I think he Googled it.
Well done, George. You have a moral victory.
And well done, John, for 1.5 million words of dedication. Wow.
Spectacular work. And I just want to say thanks to everyone as well. This has been fun. Been good.
Yes, we've made it to the end. We have completed another fantastic episode of Biohazard Stars. Whew, that was quite a journey. We hope everyone has enjoyed listening to it as much as we have had fun recording it. Please let us know how you got on with the answer card available on the website. But on that note, it is goodbye from me, Neptune.
It's goodbye from me, Stars Tyrant. Good luck, everybody else.
Goodbye from me, Romby.
It's goodbye from me, George Trevor.
And the Oracle Dragon.
It's goodbye from me, Si.
Goodbye from me, Steve.
Goodbye from me, Sonny Bauer.
Stars.